Yeah, okay, this one just reeks of the 80s. The way they dress, the way they talk. You'll never see polo shirts buttoned all the way up to the top as much as you do in this movie. Tight ass jeans. Even the guys wore tight jeans. Oh. But that's not the scariest part of this movie.
Before your funeral and your coffin lid is closed, before you are buried and your flesh turns cold, before you are covered with the last shovelful of dirt, be sure you are really dead. Mortuary.
Although the preview didn't really let on what the movie was about, I can guarantee you that it did have a pretty cool element to it. An element that a lot of movies back then kind of followed. Outcast kid, forlorn love, had an eye for the high school beauty. She didn't really recognize him, so he was going to get that attention any way he could. It had a creepy ending. Most of the movies back then, their ending was always the payoff. Even if the beginning and the middle were kind of lacking, you could always look forward to a good payoff. And Mortuary definitely had it. Pasta fazool and your mama too. Italian horror was pretty big back then too. It still is to this day, but nobody did it quite like a certain Lucio Fulci. Zombie did not make this list because, as we know, it spawned a lot of sequels. In fact, it was a sequel, according to that man. But he did come out with a couple of one-shots that were pretty damn awesome. Check it out.
Who else is here?
There's nobody here.
I can feel a presence. Somebody else is in here.
Oh, some weird story that Emily told me about room 36.
Emily? Who's Emily?
The blind girl that lives in the old house by the crossroads.
No! No! No, Schweig! Go away! I don't want to go back!
The girl that lives in the old house by the crossroads.
Yes!
That house has been abandoned for the last 50 years.
But that's not true. It's not possible. I was there.
This house was constructed on one of the... Woe be unto him who opens one of the 7 gateways to hell, because through that gateway, evil will invade the world.
Yes, The Beyond. Zombie goodness. Fulci was really good with eye trauma and zombies. Those, to me, I mean, he's done a whole bunch of other movies, but his masterpieces always had to lie in The Walking Dead and things happening to people's eyes. So, yeah, wicked good fun, that guy. This movie was one of our first exposures to remakes, and we didn't even know it.
This is U.S. Station 31. You read me? Found something in the ice. We need some help down here. Can anybody hear me? We found something. We found something. We found something.
12 men have just discovered something. For 100,000 years, it was buried in the snow and ice. Now it has found a place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it or hear it. or feel it.
I know I'm human. Some of you are still human. This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open. If it takes us over, then it has no more enemies. Nobody left to kill it. And then it's won.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He can beat one of those things!
Yeah, everybody talked about The Thing once they saw it. The walking spider head, all that stuff. I remember reading Fangoria magazine and seeing the pictures, the still shots of The Thing, and knowing that was one movie I had to see. And to this day, it stood the test of time, and it has spawned a sort of remake. Some people said it was a prequel. Whatever it is, there's a camp of people that really don't like Carpenter's movies, but it can't be denied that he did a great job on The Thing. Feeling a bit devilish? Are ya? Another big thing back in the 80s was demons, devils, and possessions. Take it away!
Anyone in close proximity has the same dream. What is it? A secret that can no longer be kept. It started a month ago. What started? A change in the earth and the sky. His power.
There's a weird locking mechanism. Looks like it can only be opened from the inside.
A life form is growing out of prebiotic fluid. It's not winding down into disorder. It's self-organizing. It's becoming something. What?
I remember that there was a friend of mine in the theater who was into this movie. I mean, he was scared to death of anything devilish. Anything devilish. So we're watching this Prince of Darkness, and he's all just into it, locked on the screen. And a couple of girls behind us were walking out, and the string from one of their jackets hit his neck, and he screamed like a girl. I'm serious. They're like, ah! Just long, just turn around all freaked out. It was the best thing ever. Best thing ever. But definitely Prince of Darkness was one of the cooler good versus evil movies back then. And Alice Cooper's in it. You gotta give it up for Alice Cooper. What was I saying about Lucio Fulci and his masterpieces?
City of the dead. The living dead. A cursed city.
where the gates of hell have been opened.
You've got to. You must reclose those gates.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special broadcast, Dunwich police authorities have declared a state of emergency, effective immediately within Dunwich County. All citizens are requested to return to their homes as quickly as possible. In case of necessity, contact this station, Radio WDWC. The telephone number is 825-9881. All citizens are urged to remain calm.
Did you see, when you were in this trance, did you see anything besides that tombstone?
Oh, yes. I saw a priest who, by hanging himself, opened the gates of hell.
She's still here. She's still in the house. No! She's in here. I know she's still in the house. I don't want to see her anymore. Darren, get her out. Please. Let her go. She's in here. Do you hear her? They're worse.
Guess what? It's All Saints' Day.
A demanding, implacable enemy whose search for blood is never satiated.
Yep. When it was released here in the United States, it was called The Gates of Hell. But his actual title was City of the Living Dead. Very cool movie. I know there was just something about it that was just over the top. It was actually a little gorier than I remember seeing anything before then. The whole gut puking scene and the brain being pulled out and the guy getting drilled through his face. I mean, this was all stuff that I wasn't really used to seeing, and I liked it. It really gave me something to talk about at school. Okay, more remakes. Yes, this era now that we live in is just chock full of remakes. But back in the 80s, we've had a few here and there. But the thing is that when they did a remake, nobody really bitched and moaned about it too much. They actually liked them better.
If it had a mind, you could reason with it. If it had a face, you could look it in the eye. If it had a body, you could shoot it. Now, man is no longer the supreme being on this planet.
The organism is growing at a geometric rate. By all accounts, it's at least 1,000 times its original mass.
Nobody believes me about what happened tonight.
What did happen?
I want that organism alive.
I think you pissed it off.
The blob. Terror has no shape.
Yeah, the Blob. I can't even tell you how the original Blob ends. I don't remember. I do not remember. I know it had a thing that said the end and then a question mark, like it wasn't over. But the ending to the remake of the Blob I thought was really cool. Like this guy was just waiting to unleash this shit and start a whole apocalyptic deal. I liked it. Hope I didn't give away the ending. If you haven't seen it by now, shame on you. It's been out since the 80s. What's the matter with you?